Hey everybody, Master here, back with Diablo 3. This time I got the Demon Hunter up to 70, and been playing with some builds, and this is the build I kind of like at 70. Um, it's good for solo, and it actually works really well in group, kind of exploits a few things that are happening. I rolled a couple of pieces of gear that came up with grenades, ended up doing a Grenadier build, and that's what it's called, Grenadier. So I'll just go over the skills here. First off, I'm using grenades. You can use whatever grenade you really like. I'm using grenade cluster grenades. The reason why I'm doing that is when you throw them down, they blow up in a random amount, anywhere from 6 to about 10. It's really hard to say how many they actually blow up into. But each one hits for a little bit. And I'm using that to my advantage with Marked for Death Mortal Enemy, and each little hit is actually ticking off with the discipline, or with the hatred, and it's building me up really, really fast. I can do that when I'm grouped. I can turn it over to Death Toll so everybody's getting healed, or I can go to Contagion so it spreads out pretty quickly, but I usually do Death Toll when I'm grouped. Everybody seems to like the Death Toll. For mobility, I went with Volt and Trail of Cinders. Not really any other thing else out there that I really liked. Trail of Cinders is nice. Everything runs after you anyways. It burns for 300% weapon damage over 3 seconds, so 100% weapon damage. And it's not terribly expensive, 8 discipline. So, I'm looking at what? 6 volts I can do pretty much in a row if I wanted to. So not bad. My primary I want to blow something up button is Vengeance with Personal Mortar. The Personal Mortar has grenades. Launch 2 sets of grenades at random enemies. Although sometimes the 2 sets don't lock onto a single target, but bosses it looks like they sometimes do. But they're grenades, and we're running grenades, and we got Grenadier anyways as a passive. And I got grenade damage, so I'm going to go with grenades. And it works really well on packs. Burns them down pretty good, especially T1. I like it. If you're not doing a grenade build, you can do whatever Vengeance you prefer. I like it. I don't really like 90-second cooldown. You notice I don't really go for them in most of my builds. This is the only one I like. It's because it's a massive amount of damage for 15 seconds. It's worth having. For the companion, I'm going safety here. I always show max safety. You can add or edit damage as you wish. Go with the wolf companion, ferret, spat, spider, whatever you want, whatever you feel you need to add to make yourself a little bit have that advantage where you want it. I tend to go with the wolf just for that extra 30% burst of damage when I hit Vengeance. But the boar with the taunt is pretty handy too. And then the boar, of course, is giving you life per second as well as resistance to all damage types, which is what I'm going for right now. As said, Marked for Death, Mortal Enemy, I want the Hatred. And then I'm doing Cluster Shot, and I'm doing Dazzling Arrow. Cluster Shot already has grenades, and these grenades turn into lightning, and the grenades will stun anything they hit for 1.5 seconds. Gives me a little bit of CC going on. I can stun the packs as they come in. It won't be perma-stun because Cluster Arrow is high on Hatred, and it will not be a perma spam unless you hit the right pylon in a rift, but it's good enough. I run for passives Perfectionist, Brooding. I'm at 5,000 or 500,000 health, so with Brooding basically giving me almost 5% of my health, that is effectively 25k health a second. It's actually more like 22. Awareness. This is my defensive. If you're going to go offensive, I would go with Sharpshooter. You can go with what you want. I have really low crit, so this would pay off big time for me. And then Grenadier, of course, we're doing grenades, so the grenade area effect is increased by 10%. Our damage is 10%, and the area effect is 20%. And should you die, you will leave a grenade that does 1,000 weapon damage as fire as a final hee-haw. My stats, going for my normal 200k, 10 million toughness. I'm not there on toughness. I'm real over the well on healing though, which is making up on the toughness. I got really high resistances thanks to the boar. A little bit lacking on the armor, but the resistances will make up for it. If I could, I would try for armor, but it's really hard to get armor as the demon hunter. And the gems, you know, it just pays off to do the resistances or putting strength in there. Like I said, I have really low crit, so you're going to see just a flat burnout damage. It works really well. 500k health, sitting. I'm regenerating 35,000 health a second with 3,600 life per hit and 7,000 life per kill. And hatred I don't even worry about. Got a little bit of movement speed, pretty good magic find because of the stuff I got on my pet or my follower. Follower I got set up just to heal me, charge, intercept, do all those kind of things, die for me. And that's it. So I'll go ahead and show it off. Gear-wise, I did get kind of lucky. I got a blind faith. This blinds 29% chance to blind. I like that with the bonus to cluster arrow. So, you know, that's kind of tying in. I did get the black feather level 70. So when I dodge, this kind of also ties in with that dodge passive. You guys are probably thinking I'm stupid, but no, I'm not. Awareness is giving me that 6 dodge a second. And then black feather, should I dodge or getting hit by a ranged attack, automatically shoots a homing rocket back at the attacker for 75 weapon damage. I'd rather not get hit. I'd just rather dodge it. I got a level 60 Nemesis bracer on. Oh well. 60 Holy Potent shot. You know, this is all left over. 60, 60. Yellow bow. Yellow gear. And this is 68 Traveler's Pledge I found. This is alright. This is more toughness than damage or anything. So, I wore it. What are you going to do? You get what you get, right? I didn't really do too much. I did a couple riffs with him. Just to see how he works. And it was really well with the group. But I'll go kill Butcher. Killed Maltheo. Been having fun taking buddies doing T2 Maltheos. So you can see 200k damage is definitely more than enough to blow up trash. I might have should have turned down my video settings though. That's what's slowing me up. There you can see the hatred ticking up like mad. Yeah, picked up some frames. I don't know why it's so bad today. Been running all day. It's probably mad at me. No, we got attacked somewhere. They dropped about 3 orbs dead on top of me. And then they did their reflect damage while I was vengeancing. That's the only thing bad about that vengeance. Is reflects damage. Because it's that much damage. So you can see how slowly hatred builds up without it, the mark, with the mark up. As long as the guy lives. Goes right up. No, almost did it. Well, if I wasn't in such a rush, I probably could have gotten that goblin. Almost got him without even being able to hit him. Grenades and that vengeance are pretty awesome. Well, this is the way up. Actually, what am I doing? I'm at like 300k. You guys run out of money, or did you go with money? Let me know. I ran out of money. Burned through like 40 million. Ah, I usually find them by now. There he is. What's nice is the well-timed stun on this interrupts his charge. He doesn't stun for long, but he will stun. Let's see all those nice dodges going off. I was waiting for his telltales and I stun him. He doesn't charge. He doesn't wallop me. And then the ones I get through, I dodge. And as you can see, I just sat there through it. Insanely easy. 220k DPS. That's the 8 million toughness. Once I get to about 10 million toughness, I can seriously start changing into DPS. My standard goal, if I can change out double the DPS for toughness, like lose 5% toughness and get 10% damage, I'll do it. But if I lose 5% damage and gain 5% toughness, I'll do that. Up until around 10 million. Because all I want to do is really farm T1 to the point where I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to sit there and move. Maybe here and there, like really bad, like those arcane orbs where they drop 3 on top of me. That's a lot of damage to take. So, you know, anybody who gets 3 arcane orbs dropped on top of them with all those guys surrounding them, they're going to have to move. But the longer you can sit still, the more your actual DPS stands there. If you're sitting there at 800k and 2 million toughness and you're moving all over the place and you can't do anything, you're not getting 800k damage. Maybe you're casting one of your skills, but that's still not 800k damage. You're only doing some of your potential. Where if you can sit there and spam everything in your arsenal, then you're maximizing your potential. So, you know, I'm doing 3 skills at 220k. Well, actually, probably more like 270. But, you know, you get the idea. Damage piles up, and the ability to sit there and take it and not have to worry about moving matters a lot. Especially when you start doing things like T2 Maltheo with 1.75 billion hit points. I don't care if you got 1 million DPS and you can burst like a mother. You're not going to burn him down. Just ain't going to happen. You better be able to stand there and take a lot of damage. Or you better really be able to move around and avoid that damage. You better be really, really good at where you stand. Because no one's going to tank him for you. He's not really tauntable. Can't control what he does. And there's a lot of damage. And there's more clouds, the more people there are. That's if you want to do weird things like that. But farming T1, 10 million toughness, that should get you to stand in anything you almost want to stand in and not really have to care about it. So, I hope it helps. I hope you guys enjoy. And if you're wondering what this special little life potion is, it's a legendary health potion if you haven't seen it yet. It basically restores 60% life like everything else, but it also gives me 2,000 life per hit for 5 seconds on use. Standard 30-second cooldown. Nothing else special about it except it's bottomless, so I don't have to worry about having health potions anymore as long as I have a level 70 character. So, hope it helps. Hope you guys enjoy.